This season was a complete disaster. The guy I booked for the main voice of my mouthpiece hijacked it and turned it into his mouthpiece. I had to put up with the ugly side of expanded universes and Disney's corporate strategies. I was told the harsh reality that Tetsuya Nomura only knew how to make money by wasting away our time. Time that, as Adam Conover has recently reminded us this week, is actually a rather finite resource, if you know what I mean. And I haven't even reviewed one video game. But I intend to fix that right here and now. Ladies and gentlemen of the mob, time to riot loose with our final fandom arson of the year. Arcry's Fantasia for Nintendo Wii. Belts up, gang. We're almost home. Nice absolution.
Where'd he go in the moon?
So here's how the story goes. We find out it's a world ravaged by failed dragons, there's no doubt. Thrashing and trashing the Meridian Empire every chance they get. The worst part? They kerplode with a poisonous blast when killed.
Oh no! Bombers!
Oh yeah, did I mention that this game makes voice acting talent go right down the gullet? But, as the pendulum swings both ways, there are special dragon hunters led by their captain, Lark Black Lagoon II Barrage, played by Steve Buscemi. One day on his job of swinging around his giant anime sword, Larky Mark Wahlberg encounters this graceful moe anime woman, played by Steve Buscemi, who proceeds to Gaimon-tag the poor sucker into the true conflict of this world. See, on top of the Empire's kerfuffles against the Termillian Banana Republic, it turns out that the god of this world, named Issa, is too lazy to choose which big change to drop onto the world we care so little about. That's probably the major problem Robbie has with J-pop. They just plagiarize other ideas from other countries, slap some moe girls and stupid anime hair into it, and hope the title sticks. But enough about why Kingdom Hearts never should have been about Disney to begin with. So yeah, you should need your messenger boy to pick proposals sent by his kids imaginal and real. And with Lark being the main character, he's stuck collecting Progress, the summons of this game, to state his decision as to which law he chooses. Not to spoil anything, but both the laws these so-called gods are trying to pitch here would potentially prove to be the most lethal disappointments of human existence since Smash Tour. I mean, seriously, Sakurai, you had one job here. Make a Smash Brothers board game that played like the old Mario Party. The sixth one. Step 7. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I fucking mean it, Nomura. None of that command deck bullshit. You've perverted the JRPG enough with the anime hair and the giant swords and the one-dimensional cardboard cutouts. Go the flies away and never come back, you lunatic. And get laid, you weirdo. It's a turn-based battle system. You remember that? You choose from a selection of options, let the guy do its thing, wait for the monsters to make their move, lather, rinse, repeat. Yeah, the JRPG wasn't always with them command decks and single player characters. They had to go one attack at a time for each of the multiple party members, and let the boss monster hit you a few times. I'm sure you would understand, right, Square Enix? But seriously, make that cheap Final Fantasy VII remake the multiplayer of Spare Earth and Zack from the cold embrace of death and declare your independence from Nomura Zayacy and you've got yourself a customer. What's cool about this is that you have these attacks which uses AP that charges on the rate depending on who you have in the party. A pretty solid class act if you ask me. Factor in an SP percentage meter which builds up throughout the battle and use it to perform and excel at limit breaks. Look, game, I know what you're trying to do, and I really appreciate it, really. But trying to imitate focus group trash like Final Fantasy VII will inevitably spawn just flat-out trash. I'm dead serious here. Final Fantasy VII exists as it is because focus groups like anime, so they brought in Nomura for his crap anime art style because that's what these fucking focus groups like. Not the story of the manga, but the artworks. This is why focus groups should be abolished. Now let's run down a cast of characters. We have Lark and Waifu Rydia, of course, that's for sure. The hero Prince Alf with a Marthian cutlass, older brother Weiss, their childhood friend Adele, Rastan the super samurai, sharpshooter Nico Benix, this nice little piece of acid freedom spear. I think the twins are pretty hype, though the Excel acts they performed together proved to be a little OP. But that's just my thoughts. Let's get a move on to the rest of the cast. Flamboyant showstopper Surge, the elusive Sar and Luz, kick-ass super spy Leslie Ferrati with her twin pistols, Clyde, a retired general who watches over the cast, Cecile Garcia, a nimble young grappler of justice who has been released from her ageless thousand-year slumber, and Dinos, Cecile's younger brother, who had awoken from his slumber quite a few years prior, if you catch my drift.
Zing!
There are even a few guests from Imagipoke's previous series, Luminous Arc. Beat them in the Coliseum, and they're yours to command. They all handle relatively well, from Luz's magical tomes to Sora's icy Tonfa. By their lonesome, they're quite strong once you level them up all the way. Sort them into camps of the two rock gods, their might is devastating, and when they're all rounded up against the final boss, which in no way is relative to the magic tome user, Luz, does the phrase the A-Team mean anything to you? Okay, we're kinda getting into spoiler territory, so please skip ahead and I'll talk to you later. All three gods are just a bunch of hard drives a bunch of dudes created because they refuse to accept that Christianity is a load of crock. The worst off here is Issa itself, played by Steve Buscemi, who is feeling the stress of being a god, what with the many casualties on both Team Imaginal and Team Real, and thus sacrifices itself to ensure Lark uses the Singing Stone computer whence he came to fix the conflict in exchange for Lark and his gang sleeping for 500 years. I will admit, just like the cast of Kingdom Hearts, these bozos deserved a much better world than the world they had the misfortune of being in. As a matter of fact, hey Disney, this could be the perfect send-off to Nomura. Have the heroes fight God, see the god die, reset the canon, and ship the IP to someone who deserves the characters outright. Maybe to Kojima, since that's where real art is made. Regardless, we're not going to be able to see what became of our heroes since the Majipos had dragged the poor playable souls down into the Nidosphere with them. But these characters are great fighters in the game's fully playable roster of heroes.
You're lying.
That's the joke.
Bottom line is that Arcry's Fantasia is a solid hit. It's no Xenoblade, but it gets the job done. The gameplay's solid, the storytelling's competent, the characters get by, and the conflict has an element of compromise, which has been lacking in recent years. It's a pretty decent way to waste a good 100 or so hours of your life. And I have a feeling you can get it in the used game side of your local game shop. Make sure you tell Gordon Shumway that Prince Alf of the Meridian Empire sent ya. And so we conclude yet another successful season here at Twitch Plays Pokémon Productions. So ladies and gentlemen of the mob, thanks for riding loose with our fandom arsons. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you're a conformist, and yes, I did change my shirt for the review. Until then, good fight, good night,